Hey, welcome to another episode of Dave's Imaginations. Today, we're going to create a dungeon crawl classic. Level 0 funnel fodder. A character, bottom line peasant person that you're going to use when you go through something unique to dungeon crawl classics, the funnel. Where you go in with a handful of characters, maybe probably 4, as you go into a funnel, which is a module, an adventure, where you, playing these 4 level 0 characters, will go through here and you'll see which one, or ones, or none, survive. So, we're going to create one of those. We're going to see just how easy that is. We're going to do that right after this. Stay with me. So to create this, first you're going to need a character sheet. So we're going to jump over to Google and we're going to go find that character sheet. So I did a Google search on a Dungeon Crawl Classic 0 level form fillable character sheet, and it threw me right into Goodman Games. Now, Dungeon Crawl Classics is a product of Goodman Games. They own the product. They own the role-playing game. So sure enough, they're going to give away some character sheets. As you come to this, though, as we scroll down into this, you'll see that the first thing you come up with is a 0 level character sheet. 4 up, you could have 4 on one sheet. So if you want to fill out 4 at once, you can do that here. However, this link will take you to just a PDF that you print out. Maybe that's all you want. Cool, print it out. But I want a form fillable one, and I had to scroll down just a little bit further, and I just want to do one. So I clicked on this 0 level character sheet, downloaded it to my computer, and then I reopened it with Adobe, and that is what this is. So here's your character sheet. Now with this character sheet, you have all these fields to fill out. And where do you start? Well, the first thing I like to start out with is occupation. So to find occupation, we're going to go to the Dungeon Crawl Classic role-playing game, 8th printing. This is the current edition of the game. And you go down to the characters, and we are looking for occupation. And we go to occupation, and we scroll down. There is a table. We're going to roll a D100 table to see what we get. And I rolled a 60 evens, 60 with a 0. And scrolling down, we see that is a halfling haberdasher. Halfling haberdasher. We can also see that they get scissors. It can be used as a dagger, and a fine suits. 3 sets of fine suits. So we're going to take that information. We're going to put it into our character sheet. So right here in occupation, I'm just going to paste in halfling haberdasher. Now, in Dungeon Crawl Classics, there will be races and classes. Right now, at level 0, we don't have a class. That is, we're not a fighter, we're not a wizard, we're not a cleric or thief. We're just a peasant, or in this case, we're a haberdasher, and we're a halfling. So another thing in Dungeon Crawl Classics is the class and the race, they're one and the same. So as a halfling, I will forever be a halfling. Halfling will not be a warrior, will not be a thief. He is a halfling, and he has and future levels, they have special characteristics, which I went through in a separate video that you might go check out. But for this one, it's level 0, and it's a haberdasher. So we're going to put that in there. So the next thing is there's a couple other items from that occupation that we can pull into this character sheet. So we see that with the halfling haberdasher, they get scissors as a dagger. And that scissor as a dagger is your trained weapon. So I'm going to put that right here in my weapon space. Scissors as a dagger. Okay, jumping back over to the book, we can also see that my one trade good is I have 3 fine suits. I am a well-dressed halfling. And I'm going to put that as my trade good, which is good. I'm going to put that in my equipment. I have 3 fine suits. We'll have to see. I'm carrying that around everywhere I go. Why would I be carrying around 3 fine suits? I don't know, but that's what I've got. So that is what I pull from my occupation. Now it's time to have some fun. We're going to grab 3d6 and we're going to start rolling our attributes, right? So we're going to start with strength. And here I got this from a convention, GaryCon. Just got back from GaryCon, and one of my sessions I did these dice poppers. It's got 3 tiny little dice in there, and this little toy, it looks like something you get out of a coin, you know, those little coin things. So I'm going to give it a shake, and what's my number? And I see here I got a 13. So I put a 13 in this first field, and so as Grognard intended, right? We do 3d6, no modifications, no picking, no choosing. We roll 3d6 and we just put them down the line. So that's 13 in that first one. Shake it up for the next one, and I get another 13. That's a good roll for. And then stamina. Give it a shake. What do I get? An 8. 8 for a stamina. And personality. Let's see what our haberdasher. Our haberdasher has a 13 for stamina. Those are pretty good rolls. But here, how about luck? All of these attributes so far seem pretty standard, but now we have luck, which is the luck is 9 luck, so pretty common. And intelligence. What do I get for intelligence? I get a 10. All right. So those are our attribute scores. Now we can convert those to modifiers. So here's our ability score modifiers table, and we can see 13 was a common. So those are +1s, and so we can just put a 1 here. Wherever there's a 13, I could put a 1. All right. I know 9 and 10 are zeros, and stamina is a -1. So we need 1d4 hit points. So I'll take a d4 dice. I have these special D4. These are 12-sided dice, but they have 1 through 4 recurrently. So I'll roll that to see what my hit points are. So I rolled a 3. Now that 3 is modified by my stamina fillable here, and my hit point max is a 3. Right? And I leave this other space filled as I can modify that over time as I take damage. The next thing on the list is how much coin do I have? And we can see that's 5d12. 5d12. So I roll 5d12 and I come up with 36 copper pieces. And right here under treasure, I'm just going to put in 36 CP. Next it says 0 XP. All right, that's fine. 1 randomly determined piece of equipment. Page 3-4. So I'm going to go to equipment, and we need to roll a d24. And this is the first time we get experience at rolling on their crazy dice. So here is this is what a d24. It's just slightly bigger than a regular d20. Roll this. Be careful, these can roll forever. I rolled an 8. An 8. I have flint and steel worth 15 copper pieces. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to put it over in my equipment. Next on the list, I've got my occupation, and from that occupation I got the weapon that I've trained in and some trade goods. Now, my attack modifier, +0 modifier to attack rolls on all saving throws, but the 0 level characters use a crit die of 1d4 on table 1. I think I had a field for that. So crit table is, we can put a 1 here. A crit die is a 1d4. So here we have weapon training. 0 level characters are trained in 1 weapon they possess from their former occupation. Mine were scissors, and they can be used as a dagger. Scissors used as a dagger. Using a weapon without training imposes an attack penalty. However, this penalty is waived at level 0. I've got my trade good. Alignment. For alignment, you have lawful and chaotic, and then neutral. But it says you can choose. So I'm just going to choose this as a neutral character. So right here in alignment, I have put in neutral. Looking on to some of these, your speed. All humans have a speed of 30. Halflings and dwarves have a speed of 20. So I'm going to put a 20 right here in speed. My level is 0, and I have 0 experience points, so I'll put those in. Now, your armor class is 10 modified by your agility. So my agility is +1, so 10 + 1 is 11. I'll put that as my armor class. My reflex is my agility, so my reflex is +1. I'm just going to put a 1 in that field. My fortification is my stamina, so that is actually a -1. So these are our saving throws, right? And so we have reflex, fortitude, and willpower. And willpower is a function of your personality. Charisma, for example. So, and that is a 1 also. So my melee attack would actually have a +1 modifier because I'm a strong little halfling, And as with my damage, would have a modifier of +1. And my missile attack is modified by my agilities, and I'd have a +1 there, and my missile damage. And I think the missile damage is only in close range is it modified. So I'm going to say +1 as well. My lucky roll. Now they have a table for your lucky roll. Here we see the table for the lucky roll, and there's 30 things, so we get to use another one of their funky dice. Here is the D30. It's bigger than that 24, and this one does roll forever and ever if you're not careful. I got a 27, so I go down here and I see what 27. Unholy House Corruption roll. Unholy House Corruption. So you need to know what corruption, and all these have some sort of different thing that they modify, and that means the luck would modify this type of a roll, a corruption roll. So this would only really affect if I were to make a corruption roll. Now corruption rolls are more common with spellcasters, and as we're at level 0, it may not matter yet, so we can hold off on that for now. But if you had any of these, you might have to check what the meaning really is of the description. So for languages, you get your common. Everyone knows common language. Everyone knows the language of their race. So elves, dwarves, and halflings know their racial language, and then from there, when you get into your class structure, you would modify that. Often it's modified by your intelligence. So if you had a +1 intelligence, you would get an additional language. I think spellcasters might get more, but so for now, all we need to know is common and halfling, and I doubt that's even going to play a part in your game. So right here in languages, I'm going to put common, comma, and halfling. And with that, we are pretty much done. This has all the detail that would be needed for your funnel. And so, but it's fun to have a name. So let's figure out a name. This is a halfling haberdasher, and what shall we call this name? I'm going to call him Reginald. Reginald the halfling haberdasher. And no title, that's fine. No class yet. You don't do that until level 0. Your hit points, so you have your max, so you'd have 3 there, and that would be modified as you play. Your armor, you're not wearing any special armor. You might find some, but you're not wearing to start, so that's why we started at 10. Modify that by your stamina to come up with 11. And no notes yet, and I'm not going to get a character. So that is the character sheet. Quick and easy to create. You can roll up a bunch in just matter of a few minutes, and you're going to need it. You're going to need it because your judge is going to kill a bunch of them. So I know I was a judge. I ran Portal and Search. Actually, if you go and you watch my live videos of Portal and Search, the first half hour of those videos is me going through the characters and a summary of the game before we get into it, and you'll find that by the end of the game I had actually killed 2/3, 3/4 of the characters off anyway, which is the intention of the funnel, right? And then you feel these survivors feel like their luck has come out, and they've survived something special, and they're ready to take on a life of adventuring. So what do you think? Are you ready? Are you excited to get your funnel? Are you going to roll up some characters just to see how it's done? Let me know. Let me know if you did a funnel, how it turned out for you. What was the most memorable character you created? If you don't mind, put that down in the comments. I'd really like to see it. Also, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you have fun. I hope your character survives. I'm not too certain. I'm not going to hold my breath, but let me know how it goes. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, take care.